charger. So let's take a peep on what's going on up front of this car. See the power steering cooler. See the ARC cooling package there. Those are the lines for the air jacks, brake duct. Definitely see that those are ballasted. A little catch can of some sort up there. Little tow hook insert. Alright, right there we've got an oil cooler line. It looks to be like a stock header. Let's flip it around here. STI pink filter. You can kind of see that the oil cooler up there, how that thing's made, and the lines come out, run around the side, and they plug into the bottom of this cooling package here. So I'm not sure which oil pan that is. It looks like the 2 liter of the STI pan, but it's got a oil temp bung in it. Got a little added bracing, it looks like, inside the subframe. The subframe's all looks like it's reinforced and welded too. Alright, up looking on the back, no cylinder 4 cooling mod. Trans cooler. Think that this line here is coming from the there's like a PCV box up there. All right, aluminum STI control arms. I don't think they're the big caster offset ones, but check out that spacer on that ball joint. The thing is massive. The back side of those Brembo brakes. Underside of those coilovers up there. Coming around here, see that's just I think that's just, I don't know which rack that is, if it's a short ratio or not, but you can see, since this was missing its boot, you can see that it's got a little, definitely has some lockout spacers to keep it from rubbing. Looks like stock sway bars front and rear. Definitely polyurethane or maybe even plastic. It's super hard. See, that's going to its factory. Looks like an OEM style rear mount. You can see the exhaust wrapped up there. Front side of the transmission. Let's go look at these motor mounts. Those are the motor mounts. I'm not sure what motor mounts those are, if they're group in or not. The top half is definitely solid. Let's see if we can get up in here. There's the oil cooler goes. Pretty sure this is a twin scroll header going up to the turbo. It's definitely pretty compact up in there. Hard to see. Some more cooler lines. For the power, or those are the power steering lines. You can see the turbo, backside of the turbo, which I believe is stock, like a whatever the twin scroll stock one is. Trans mount. Pretty normal, nothing added or scary there. You can see that that's all all seam welded. Shifter bushings, definitely plastic, not rubber at all. This is what I think is super cool. I don't know if you can see that white plug up there, but this is a DC-CD transmission. Kind of see a little bit there. Slip together exhaust, titanium, Those are those super sketchy seat belts. That's one of the seat belts. We'll probably try and move those before we really drive it. The air jacks, will be super handy once we get that figured out. Let's move back this way. Kind of take a step back here. See what it looks like with no fuel pump or no fuel tank. Diff cooler. See how that's running up. Looks like it's got a check valve there. And then a filter. And then the pump, an ARC pump. Really clutch, like really trick setup, like the way that thing's bolted in. I've got an isolation mount and everything on it. It's really nice. Still, everything, even all the way back here, everything is all seam welded. Something right here. Oh, this is, this might be a vent. I'm not 100% sure. Have to check that out. Okay, the rear, nothing super crazy. Looks like stock hubs for the rear as well. Stock trailing arms, I mean, they might have bushings in them. Stock outer arms. Let's see. Factory Brembos in the rear. This whole thing has got soft brake lines, the whole car from what I can tell. I say soft, but stainless brake lines. Another stock looking sway bar. One of those brake lines like I was talking about. You can see there's no heat shield back here protecting it either, but it's not ducted. You can see it's all seam welded up in there. Like all the little speed tape and stuff, closing up holes all over this thing. Even the fuel level sensor and the oil pump, not the oil pump, but the both of those have block off plates, carbon fiber block off plates. I'm not sure if this looks any different than normal. It's been beefed up at all or not. The rear looks like as far as I can tell, like a stock. It might not be stock actually. And look, that thing is welded to the chassis. That's crazy. So there's no bushing in the rear. So I don't know what subframe this is. You can see that one's tacked up there as well. Super crazy. Axles feel good. There's some more of that speed tape plugging up holes and stuff. You can see that that's like all the holes underneath the car, even up with a emergency brake. All those things have plugs in them. Now that I notice it on the rear, check it out up in the front. Subframe's tacked up there too. It's pretty nuts. Super nuts. Especially in a car that you could wreck. See, they got a little catch hangers in case they lose their mount. And the exhaust. Diff cooler, tow hook, going up in there somewhere. Okay, this is pretty interesting. It does have a little windshield fill reservoir, but that's not what it is. Looks like it's the oil catch can. Lots of stock looking wiring in there, pretty much everything. Got fuel lines. I think we saw one of these where they're kind of laughing about it at 6-star, where these fittings here look like they're fancy AN fittings, but really they're just silly ones. See the bulkhead fittings. Notice how they got these big old top hats added into it, or like the reinforcement there. It's all tack welded. It's a big bar. I don't know if you can see that bar going through the firewall there. And then still yet stock strut mounts. That's pretty crazy. Kind of curious what's going on down here. That doesn't look super normal. Pop that timing cover off eventually, see what's going on there. That's been capped off. That's off the water pump for the heater. We got a sensor there, an added sensor there. Looks like a stock STI intercooler, stock STI boot. I'm assuming I'm pretty certain that's a twin scroll VF. ARC radiator cap rated for 1.5 bar. They got this in there, a little added boost blowout protection. I'm guessing this must be, I don't know what brand this is, but I'm guessing this must be like a stock an STI one. It's pretty cool. Stock airbox. That's pretty wild. You can see that the soft line's all coming off the ABS. I'm pretty sure this is a boost control solenoid. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. You can see how the master cylinder. Bumper's back there and it's getting windy. The master cylinder's wrapped. The clutch master cylinder's wrapped. A hard brake boost line across the backside of it. Even the brake booster's wrapped. And the firewall's all wrapped back there too with some kind of heat coating on it. You can see there, EJ20. Right on the valve cover, or right on that one. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? Of course it's hard to see. Let's see if I can get you down in there. I don't think so. String cooler, like I said. Headlights. Carbon fiber hood with the super Taikyu stuff on it. Does not look like there's any added tubbing or anything like that in there, but see some more of that stuff's closed off. The hard pipe, some hard piping. This is especially interesting with a little bleeder on it. That's pretty cool. That looks like the power steering pump that came off of that JDM engine I had. Maybe I should have kept it. So that's under the hood. Super windy, so bear with me. Let's just check out what's in the trunk here. There's that line I was talking about. So still a little bit windy today, but let's look at some of this stuff on the car from the interior's perspective. It looks like the air jacks are made by AP Racing, so that's super cool. A little foot pedal, you can kind of see the ECM. We have to get into that thing to see what we got up in there. I believe it's an Eiffel ECU tuned by Prova. Supposed to be on 100 octane. Hella expired water bottle. Let's see, the last time it was filled was 2006 on my birthday, February 22nd, 2006. Still a 6-speed, nothing in there. Actually kind of get to the other side of the ECU through here. You can see there's definitely some bottle work stuff in there for fire suppression. So that's kind of nice. Shouldn't be too hard to get that hooked up the right way. Get that going to like an actual, get it going to an actual bottle. So that's kind of fun. You can kind of see, talking about the cage and stuff, and you'll see it better on the other perspective, but it's all pretty small stuff, you know, like just to put my thumb into perspective, I'd say definitely too small for anything in the US. Braces and stuff. See how the back comes together, all stitch welded. It does have this this seat bar, which I really like, or whatever you want to call that. Carbon SPG, I think. Oh, all that's the lines and stuff I saw. Those are actually for the air. So will still need fire suppression. Here's kind of the top of the strut mounts. Carbon fiber. There you go, you can kind of see the cage now really good. I mean, it's nice it goes with the B-pillar bar, but you're actually sitting way further off of that. So it's also got that joint down there, which is pretty sketchy. Like that. And then that windshield bar, even though it's tied into it, that brow bar, still pretty far away from it. Even though it doesn't really impede your vision at all. Some more. Intercooler sprayer. Headlight adjusters, which I don't think that they work. Here's the pedal assembly. Looks all stock there. Just a big pedal on the right there. Old seat belts. I'm sure these weren't with the car. Not valid after 2010, so they've been expired for a little while. It is on sliders, which is pretty dope. Let's get this one again. Recaro, carbon Recaro. Super comfortable, super sweet seat. Sparko hub, pretty interesting dash. I'm not sure what any of the lights do yet. The only one I really notice is that those orange lights blink when the clutch is pushed in. Alright. Alright, here we are in the rear. See? We got at least remote reservoir shocks. Big old pillow mount up there. I haven't really looked into it, but judging by just the fronts, it looks like these are 16K springs in the rear. Probably rebound adjustment on this thing. Let's see. I can't tell if it says ORS or QRS, or if that even means anything. It's super simple there. It's literally just a shock body just clamped on with the right bits. Big ol', obviously they're inverted, judging by that piston size. Some big ol' inverted shocks there. You can see that that subframe is tack welded to the body, which is pretty nuts. This is another thing I think is pretty cool. These axles, the nuts are drilled, the axles are drilled, and they're pinned. I think that's super cool. All right, let's go look up front. All right, here's the fronts. Check out those gigantic Brimbos. Big old, I'm assuming those, they look like Project Mute pads. There's your caliper over there. Big old thick boys, I like that. 6 pistons. Big old floating rotors. Super thick rotors. These things don't even look like they have hardly any track time on them at all. You can run them with the quick release, and they have them with the quick release with the bridge. Here's the front shocks. 2 ways, or at least remote reservoirs. And then there's a part number up there. So I believe these are 18Ks. is like basic again, like just a shock with a couple brackets and pieces bolted to it. Just that simple. Inverted. See that even all this stuff here is tack welded. Just the amount of time all this would take is just wild. Oh, we like this lap for the little lap timer. It did come with an extra set of wheels. So the wheels that are on here right now are 18 by 9.5 inkies. But it also came with an extra set of 17 by 9s, but they do not fit. They are 5 by 100. So this is a 5 by 114 car, which I think is super cool. Let's start with the seat this thing first. So we'll pull this back, get it lined up. So pull that back, and there you go, and keep pushing it in. Alright, so there, get your seat in.
This is different. Almost. Look how far away this is from your head. I like this.
All right.
I feel very comfortable.
Okay.
This part was weird to me.
So make sure it's in neutral first.
Okay.
Okay, now that red switch. Turn that red switch where the flag is pointing up. Okay, now the key. Hold on. There you go. You just gotta go like you're starting a car, so go to on and then go to power.
Okay.
But you're okay. And just take it down there, and then bring it around and put it in the shop. It does not turn very far, so you have to swing wide on everything, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Easy on the clutch, really slow on the clutch. First, it's all the way over and up. Give me a little rev.
I like it. I envy this actually. I like that everything is cut towards me. Because that's actually something that I talk about with my car a lot. And that's why I need to remember, like in my car, I'm driving over here. I don't like that. I hate it. Like, this is where I am. I like this. This is the turn radius is.
Told ya.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. I did shift it into 4 accidentally rather than second.
That's what we need to do. There's no synchros on it. Not that you probably had any grinding issues, right?
Mm-hmm. This is gonna be a nice car.
Here it is.
I'm pretty jealous. I'm more excited for you than I am jealous, but I am a little jealous. It's crazy how simple it is. Like, it still has the manual window controls, and like, there's so much money into this car, and look how simple
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Like I said,
it feels like like what you'd go to get groceries in, honestly, and then you look over and it's like, oh, race car.
What's cool is they still have these stock seat rails and stock brackets in, which makes it a lot easier to put a second seat in.
They don't have a halo on this. That's another reason why it's nice. Which I know halos are important. Obviously, they didn't care about safety that much.
That's a carbon fiber seat. And that's...
It's comfortable. I guess you had to be in this for a long time, though.
Think about all the Japanese guys who pissed themselves in this.
Ew. That's great. Thanks for ruining this moment for me. Alright. And those are all your fuel pumps?
I think so. I don't even know.
Oh, hello.
And then pop that steering wheel off, just pull that little thing back. Not that one, the little one. Yeah.
Like I had to take it off to get out.